Ladies and gentlemen from M Waterfront Grill, it's Chef Brian Rowland. Good morning, how are you, Chef?
Good
to
well.
see you.
Nice to see
Glad
you.
to have you here. And he's all about perfection, the perfect fried egg a la Chef Brian.
That's
and
correct.
It looks like, though, we're boiling some eggs.
It would appear that way. So modern technology has made its way into the kitchen. A lot of scientists have been working with chefs, and they've been creating equipment that has allowed us now to create perfect food. So let me introduce you here to a thermal circulator.
Hello, thermal circulator.
Good
nice
morning.
to meet you.
So this has three important elements. It has a circulator, which basically moves the water around. It has a heating element, which will warm the water to whatever temperature we want to keep it at. And then it has a temperature probe that will maintain that temperature.
It looks sort of like an egg jacuzzi, an egg hot
They're
tub.
relaxing in there.
But it's not boiling the eggs because, dun 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 dun, how hot is the water?
The water is only 62.6 degrees Celsius. And I say Celsius because Celsius seems to be a lot more accurate than Fahrenheit, even though most of the equipment in the United States is
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit, correct. The
That's
Celsius,
all I know, buddy.
I know, me
That's
too.
all we had down on the farm.
It took some practice to learn how to convert it, but so we set it at 62.6 degrees Celsius because that has been discovered to be the most perfect temperature for that egg yolk. So egg whites coagulate at a different temperature than egg yolks.
Look at them coagulating there.
They are coagulating. So I'm
cohabitating.
going to take one out of here so that you can see. Now these have been in here for roughly, I'd say, about an hour and a half.
All right. Now that's the advantage of using the thermo circulator, is that you get the perfect egg.
You get the perfect temperature, really. So
Okay.
sous vide cooking, which has been popular in the United States.
What is that?
Sous vide.
Sous vide. What does that mean?
It stands for under vacuum.
Under
And
vacuum.
a lot of chefs nowadays have been using this technique to cook perfect food. So we can braise short ribs, we can braise pork belly, and cook it at a constant temperature. This will fluctuate 1/10 of a degree at a time. And when you put the product in there, naturally the water temperature will lower, and then the thermometer will bring it back up to temperature and hold it there at that temperature for a long period of time. So when we braise things in an oven, the same kind of thing's happening. But in this case, we can vacuum seal the food. All the flavors will stay. That's correct.
Now, I've heard of sous chef. Sous means under.
That's
so
correct.
So the sous chef is under the chef, so sous vide means under
vacuum.
Under vacuum. Now,
Correct.
do you recommend trying this at home?
You can do this at home, and obviously you can purchase one of these and do it in your home, but there's another method that you can do that works almost as good. You can set the temperature of your oven to, let's say, about 150 degrees Fahrenheit, because we're doing this at close to that in Celsius, and you can heat the water that you're going to cook it in to about the same temperature, put the product inside there, and go right in the oven with it and allow that to happen.
All right, now after they're out of that, we're going to crack the egg.
So we're going to crack this open. I just want to show you what this looks like. Now, it's still a little bit warm.
But you know what? You don't have to do this at home, because you're going to have these at M Waterfront Grill every
That's
afternoon
correct.
at the bar from, what, like 4 to 6?
Yes,
For
from
the
4 to
next couple
6.
of
We
weeks.
call it bar bites.
Okay.
All right, so now you can see that the egg whites are still fairly loose.
Right.
Okay, so it's going to give a nice texture. And when I cut this open, you're going to see this yolk.
Nice.
That's just this beautiful custard-like consistency.
It gets no better.
All right, so what we're doing today is we're going to take that a step further. Now, I've removed one a few moments ago, and I placed it in this ice water bath.
I saw it, and my testimony remains.
So now what I'm going to do is crack it in the same way, but it's going to be a little bit more firm so I can handle it with my hands a little easier.
Now, where did you learn how to do this?
I read a lot, and a lot of the modern chefs are working with this kind of technology. So
And good
it's
chefs
fun
really
for me.
are good scientists, because you're not boiling, but heating the eggs, and now where are you going?
Correct. So we're going to take it out of here now, carefully, and we're going to place it in some flour.
Regular old flour?
Regular old all-purpose flour. All right, we're going to coat the outside of this egg, and you have to be really gentle with it because you want to make sure you don't break the yolk. All right, and we're just going to try and get all the excess flour off of here, and we're going to drop this into a egg wash bath. Now, this is just straight eggs that I've scrambled up with a fork or a whisk.
An egg taken in a bath and an egg.
That's it. So we're going to coat the top of that, and then do the same thing. Try and remove as much of that egg off of here and go right into our breadcrumbs.
Now, these are not just any old breadcrumbs.
These are panko breadcrumbs,
Panko.
which are a Japanese breadcrumb, and they will fry up a little more crisp than the regular breadcrumb. All right, and from this point, after we've coated the entire outside of the egg, we're going to place this in the fryer.
The fry-o-later.
Fry-o-later.
And there it goes.
So now that it's in the
So
fryer,
it's a deep fried egg.
It is.
Done in the egg jacuzzi over here that you can get on the menu at M Waterfront Grill, which is located
at 4300 Gulf Shore Boulevard, and that's down in the Venetian Village, down in Naples.
While that's cooking, you recognize your home away from home.
I sure do.
Or do you live there? Do you live up in the top of that?
I probably should. I should get a cot up there.
That would be like a nice little studio place.
I agree. So that's a view of our lounge and dining room at night.
Where you can get the morning blend perfect fried egg.
Yes, we're going to call it that.
Is it okay if I usurp that and take the name?
We sure will.
All right.
That there is a shot of our terrace, which is overlooking the water.
Now, the Summer Chef Series, which you have originated, tell everybody about.
So this is a concept I developed where I could bring a bunch of the local chefs together to create a special evening of food and wine. And so I've invited 5 of the top chefs in Naples, and we're doing a 5-course tasting menu using a feature ingredient. This month happens to be caviar, as you see there in the picture.
I do. I love my caviar.
So Petrosian caviar.
Who's doing that?
I have both the chefs from Campiello's Vincenzo and from Cafe Cat, which is Mike Mueller, and they're good friends of mine as well. So it's given us an opportunity to get really creative with the food and to play around with ingredients in a way that is very unexpected.
Is that egg ready?
That egg is ready.
Wow.
So,
in the next nick of time. The Chef Series, the next one is on Monday.
Monday, August 29th at 6:30.
And then it continues through...
until October. So we have one on September 19th, I Am Tapas, and one October 17th, which is Roy's.
All right, before we serve up the egg, special offer that you have just for watching the Morning Blend this morning. What is that,
Yes,
Brian?
now through August 19th, this Friday, if you mention that you saw Chef Brian, myself, here on Morning Blend, we're going to offer $25 off your bill with the purchase of 1 entree.
That is a great deal.
It's a fantastic deal.
And here we are right here, M Waterfront Grill, Gulf Shore Boulevard in Naples. There's the phone number to call Chef Brian. And here they are, the Morning Blend, M Waterfront Grill, perfect egg for perfect Carly. Back from her perfect vacation with her perfect husband, who had his perfectly wonderful 30th birthday.
All right, from a perfectly fried egg to perfect pizza, the way they do it in Naples, Italy, and the way they do it in Naples, Florida.